Hello and welcome to the Generation Gap podcast. I'm Lunchbox.
I'm Gleek.
And I think this is going to be the first episode that one of us kind of goes back and touches on something that we wanted to talk about last podcast and then never got around to it in this podcast.
That's a first.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. They're going back and referencing shit?
Yeah, but so we usually leave little hot potatoes saying, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking thing that'll happen.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But, we got hot and heavy into stupid comic book storylines that were supposed to be this big deal.
Yeah.
Mine is the death of Superman.
That was a little after I quit collecting comics, but I've seen enough to, kind of know what happened.
Yeah. My parents, from a yard sale, bought me 2 or 3 long boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And within these long boxes was the entire collection, starting from the Super Friends leading up and going past his resurrection.
Okay.
It had the posters with it. He had one complete set sealed and one complete set unsealed.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You still got all that?
I still got it somewhere.
Fuck.
Yeah. My parents know where it is. I'm kind of iffy. Like, I have a general idea.
Dig that shit out, man.
And,
hell, I'll read some of that.
it's not worth it.
It ain't.
No, I'm just gonna spill the entire fucking spoilers for a comic book I think that was written in like 93, 94.
I was thinking 96, but yeah. Because I quit collecting in about 93-ish, 94.
I could have swore it was a little earlier. But either way, okay. Lex Luthor, in his infinite wisdom, they dig a little too deep, to say the least. And there's just this mysterious alien artifact that's been on Earth for billions of years.
Of course.
That no one has ever decided to discover until Lex Luthor, fucking geological survey crew, was looking for some shit.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. It's not even worth it.
Yeah.
And then they awaken that thing that drags Gandalf down the hall.
The Balrog?
Yeah. But instead, it's like a bluish gray, and he has like weird white crystals all over him, and looks a little mix of a Bizarro and a rock beast.
They just weren't even trying.
No. It was just like, well, let's make something look really edgy. Let's put a lot of edges on it.
It's bismuth.
It's Doomsday is the bismuth of comic book villains. So, awakens this thing. It beats the shit out of all the Super Friends, doesn't kill them. And then, like, Superman, it farts or something, and he catches wind of it, and he's like, I've got to go save things, because that's what I do!
Well, he's Superman, you know?
Yeah, he's Superman, and he's like, he's not going to sit there and just let it lay waste to everything. He was like, I don't have anything better to do today.
Here's my question.
Not putting out.
I was about to say, in some of the comics, he could hear Lois, like, fucking whimpering from another planet.
Yeah.
But
and then he flies at faster than the speed of light, and she's like, I can't get this jar of pickles open, and Superman busts through the window, and he's like, I'll save you, and then he opens up that jar of pickles, and then goes back to the Daily Planet. And they're like, Clark, that was a really long time you spent in the restroom. And he's like, yeah, I had a little bit too much Taco Bell. I'm sorry.
Me and Jimmy had a few drinks last night, and it led to a few, chimichangas and fuck.
I got the walking squirts today, boss. Next time on the Daily Planet.
Well, what I'm getting at, he can hear shit way the hell off this way, and all the Super Friends are getting their ass whipped.
Yeah,
and he doesn't show up sooner.
No,
the fucker can travel time. Yeah, he could show up before the ass whooping commenced.
Yeah, he and if failing anything, he just fly around the Earth and then makes it turn backwards.
No, it doesn't make the Earth turn backwards. That's representative of him traveling back in time.
Whatever. God. But okay. So, in the middle of Metropolis is this thing that has the midi edges and Superman. instead of, having an awesome fucking, let's beat the shit out of everything, let me show you my true power.
Yeah.
Power levels rising over 9,000, laser fight with strobe effects and screaming for 40 episodes.
Yeah.
They just start punching each other.
Of course.
For at least an issue and a half while other shit's happening. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're just punching each other. And then finally, they both punch each other so hard that both of them die.
At the same time.
At the same time. I know, what a fucking letdown. You're like, yeah, fuck Superman, there's gonna be something awesome happens in the end. He's gonna pick him up and fly him up in outer space and then pile drive him all the way back to Earth on Reentry.
All the way down to the fucking core.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
No. They just punch each other one last time and they both die.
Oh, bullshit.
So, Superman is underneath this pile of rubble. And they are all mourning, and they have his funeral and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it was about 4 or 5 years earlier.
Mm-hmm.
DC Comics, being tired of being shown up by Marvel constantly, made their parody of Fantastic Four.
Okay.
One of these was a Reed Richards type character who didn't have stretchy powers, but was turned into half cyborg thing. And he proclaimed himself as this new Superman. I
remember reading something about that, about the robot Superman.
Yeah. At the same time, they have Superman's son, the Metropolis Kid, be like, I'm the son of Superman, I'm half human, I'm half Kryptonian, I'm going to be the new Superman.
Mm-hmm.
They have a couple of others that are fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the main two.
Mm-hmm.
The other two should not have even been fucking in this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out that the Cyber Superman is actually a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
A whole bunch of drama happens. He beats the shit out of Metropolis Kid. There's something to do with space. And then, black suit, silver S Superman with a mullet shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where he's from. You can thank that whole shit from this from Edge Day.
Yeah.
And so he finally reveals himself as the real Superman and beats the shit out of Cyborg Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Then they give the explanation of what happened. Superman, taking a lot of damage and being a Kryptonian,
mm-hmm.
Was put himself, I guess what all Kryptonians do, into a cryogenic sleep for 30 days until he was recovered.
Okay.
And nobody fucking seen him bust out of the ground, change his color of the costume, and beat the shit out of this other guy.
That sounds like that sorry shit from that movie that we're gonna make. Where Superman's damn near dead, and
that's where they got most of the idea from.
Yeah, that's just fucking lame, dude.
Yeah. You to quote CM Punk here,
mm-hmm.
DC Comics would be a whole lot better after Superman's dead.
The Superman holds. I mean, even back when I was in the comics, I didn't really collect Superman. I had a few issues.
It's boring.
Well, yeah, but the concept of Superman is fucking eternal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is literally... He's I don't know how to describe him. Superman's a modern Hercules.
Yeah. It's his values of truth, justice, and the American way.
Oh, it's not American way no more. Oh, no, it's some other bullshit. They made him get rid of that crap. Yeah, how the fuck?
I read Superman Red Son, and he was...
Well, they're doing it now where Superman... I'm reading about it, some bullshit, Superman's an illegal alien and all this happy bullshit, and it's just... Fuck that.
So, Donald Trump is going to hire Superman to work in Trump Tower now? Or?
Yeah.
Hey, Soups... I have a lot of illegals working for me. You want to come fucking work for me and some shit? How about that? You can be a power scrubber. How about that?
Yeah.
You see that gold sign up front? I'm billions of dollars. Donald Trump. That's a direct quote.
$1 million toupee.
$1 million toupee. I could go.
I don't even want to get in on
that. No. I don't want to get into that either.
No.
Because it just winds up with me like.
Let's just put it this way. He's a salesman.
Yes.
Selling the populist line.
Yeah.
A salesman will tell you anything he has to get you to buy it.
Hey, you see this shit right here?
Yeah. It's a solid gold toilet. You need that.
I want to see him if he is elected president. I want to see all of downtown DC redone into a giant golf course. So instead of politicians going away on vacation every other day to go play golf, they can just play it right there in the city.
And we'll move the Abe Lincoln statue over, and we'll put it in like the middle of a big putt-putt golf thing for the kids.
No, that's what they can do with all the monuments around DC.
Yeah, the Washington Monument will have those like carousel thing built around the top that goes up and down, like drops people, like the parachute drop.
That, and they'll put like the windmill thing on the front of it, so you have to like hit the ball to the windmill on the Washington Monument. Let's go ahead and just turn DC into the most giant year-long circus that never fucking ends until it fucking sings.
We're gonna build this great big bust of Obama. It'll be on the ground with his mouth open, with a big old bozo nose, that hit the ball in a clown's mouth. Anyway, back to Superman.
Wow, what a tangent. Wow.
Fuck Trump.
Holy shit. But yeah, back to Superman. The first comic that I ever received was from my dad's mom. And it was a 50th anniversary remake of the Action Comics #1 Superman.
Awesome.
I never opened it, because even back then when I was a little snot-nosed 5-year-old, I do the same shit that I do now, where I don't fucking open up anything.
I read my comics. I never bought a single comic that I didn't read.
Well,
I might lay it down on fucking. I remember putting like a piece of poster board on the table.
Yeah.
Take it out of the bag very carefully, and you know what I'm saying? No creases, no nothing. But I read every fucking comic I owned. Well,
that's where kind of the collector comes into me. For things that I am going to read, I read them, I take them out of the box. For the things that I want to display out of the box, I take them out of the box. Like the Heisenberg bobblehead.
Yeah.
But and I know this one day, I'll take out of the box too. The other Heisenberg thing, because I know it's mass produced.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I buy toys now, I look at it differently than, how much fun I'm going to get out of this. I look at it as how much will the price increase for certain events happening. It's things that I like. Don't get me wrong. I don't own anything or have ever bought anything that I didn't like. But like, what was it last weekend we were hanging out, and I decided to go on eBay and look up the Roddy Piper figures.
Yeah.
And I was struggling over here the entire time, like gritting my teeth on whether or not to spend $54 on a signed Roddy Piper figure.
Well, I used to have all kinds of shit, collectibles, and I ended up, dude, I've sold most of everything I have like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would get to a point where, like, it's not really doing me any good. And not only that, it's just it was the money thing. There's times like, fuck, I'm sitting there looking at something on the shelf and like, that's $75. Right now, I need $75 more than I need this.
Yeah. And it's always there. It's the same reason why I think people put back anything of any value, collectibles or, jewelry that they don't necessarily wear anymore. But until, that time when you actually need it, or you're in times of struggle, it's cool shit to look at.
Yeah. So, oh, yeah. Yeah, some of the stuff I definitely had just for fucking looking at. I mean, there's really no purpose to have a large 14-inch size Marilyn Monroe original.
Yeah.
One I sold that time, I think it was $145.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I've kicked my ass since then. I was like, I should have kept that fucking picture.
Yeah. But it goes back. I don't know. Have I explained my plastic crap theory on here?
Oh yet? Yeah.
But it goes back to that. It's little things that make you happy for a certain period of time, and it's just shit that doesn't mean anything.
No, it's like me getting all the dreadnoughts that time. Yeah. Just because I swore I would. I had the money and spent a year collecting them. It's
like me getting Loot Crate every month.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily like everything that I get in it, but it's like, hey, it's like Christmas every month.
You have to admit, though, dude, there's a good percentage of just useless crap.
Oh, yeah. Like how Ashton's put it, the fucking inflatable fucking crown.
Yeah.
Which, I looked at that and I was like, oh, cool, an inflatable crown. And just kind of put it off to the side and didn't mention anything about it. I haven't taken it out of the wrapper yet. I need to blow it up sometime. Like I think when I get the office set up, I'm gonna blow it up. I'm gonna put it on one of the shelves. I'm gonna put a little sticky note on it that says inflatable fucking crown.
Yeah. Well, you got to at least, when we start like videotaping, you have to wear it the whole episode. I'll wear my tinfoil tricorn and you wear the crown.
Oh, shit. I don't know if that'll look good or not, because it'll be like, look like a revolutionary and a monarch. I don't know if that'll be the...
Well,
Yeah, I'm going to be like King Henry VIII sitting over here eating a fucking giant turkey leg. And
Yeah, the picture that doesn't exist. Yeah.
That picture made me think of a Simpsons thing I had seen earlier today, and I've probably seen it a billion times and hadn't laughed at it, but I did this time for some reason. It's Homer dressed up like King Henry VIII.
Mm-hmm.
He's got all those rings on his fingers. He's tilting his head back laughing.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And for some reason at that moment, I felt like that picture. And then I look back and look at myself. I was like, I am fucking fat.
Well, you think about it, memes. I think that the most successful memes are the ones that touch people in a basic way.
Yeah.
Because it's that old thing, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Let me try to bring it up here too. But go ahead.
I mean, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and for some reason that you identified with that picture.
Just for that split, fucking second of it being super funny.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have it on here. There's one picture that I have. It's like at some music festival or something, and a dude's like kissing his girlfriend, and you can tell it's his buddy next to him, but his buddy is a little bit tubby, doesn't have his shirt on, and he has like the front of his shorts pulled down, and he has like his dick and balls like being like forced up against the waistband, so they're like still out, and he's leaning forward like this, like his dick's almost touching his buddy's arm, and he's sticking his tongue out.
God.
And the first time I saw that dude, I fucking died. Because of it wasn't just that, it was what someone put. It was like the first time I seen this picture, it was underneath it, like someone had quoted. The first time I had seen this picture, all I can remember was laughing hysterically. That type of silent laugh that you get. Because that guy could have now been like, he was probably in college. That was probably like his buddy. He was like, that guy could be a doctor. That guy could be a lawyer. That guy could be something successful.
Yeah.
And for that one moment, he just had his dick out.
He's that guy.
He's that guy for that moment.
Yeah. For me, it's a good feeling to see it. I still see this picture come up. And I made this fucking picture, and it kills me that, 2-3 years later, every once in a while, boop, there it is on the internet, and even here's my file name for it and all that shit. And like, holy fuck, I made that. I mean, you can never prove it, but it.
It's like the, there's one, these type of the motivational poster style memes. There was one I made because I was playing World of Warcraft with this kid from Sweden, and I had taken, like, Sweden looks like a dick. Okay. So I had taken just a picture from, it shows a map of Sweden and, like, in between Norway.
Mm-hmm.
And all I did was put it in Sweden, and then underneath that was, even looks like a dick. And just put it out there, like, whenever I seen, like, people posting about Swedes.
Yeah.
Just to tick that one kid off.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen it posted much, but I've seen it, like, every now and then. And it does make you feel good. It's like, oh, yeah, I fucking made that.
Well, you know, we're talking about pictures, memes and shit, you know, that it resonates with you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I saw a picture I did, you know, a while back, what popped in my head was the Luthor, you know, Lex Luthor from the Hostess Twinkie fucking ads. But it's where his head's back and it says Keck.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of the image that went through my head.
40 kecks. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I saw the, which I want to start it as something I want to do. I want to start reading green text stories.
Yes.
And making videos and stuff on it. That's one of them that I did. If anybody ever comes across a Neil the Raptard and it's a PNG file, that's me. Thank you. I collected, there was 2 different versions somebody else had made, and where it wasn't complete.
Yeah.
And I had took them, pieced them together, you know, where you have the full story.
Yeah, I think we're, we've been pretty much waiting for me to get my vacation time, I think, ever since we started doing this. And
yeah.
Because I've been talking about it, like, ever since. I'm like, fuck yeah, my vacation's going to kick in. I want to take it. I'm going to take a week off.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to do all the stuff that I want to do. I'll be able to put a lot of time into Picklestick, and then I can go back to work and see what could happen. Fucking, what was it, September 25th, that Friday?
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's going to want to fucking be around me. Because I'm going to be stankin' drunk again, like I was. This has been, alright folks, this has been like, not 2 weeks in a row, but it's been like, we had to put off that Sunday because I was sick, because I was hungover, and then we recorded on that Monday afterward, and then we were gonna actually record on time last night. No one was over here.
Yeah. So much for that.
I drank a half bottle of Sailor Jerry and 12 beers. I was up till 6 in the morning and didn't move till 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yesterday. I will have to admit, a little disappointed. A little bit.
I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I understand. I know how shit goes. But I had a day.
Yeah.
Just a day. I was just in the worst funk. I mean, literally, I was just, oh, God. I wanted nothing more than come get on this fucking microphone, because this is the highlight of my fucking life here,
This
man.
This is both of our, like, venting point. Like, even though, like, we talk about a bunch of silly shit.
Yeah, there ain't no substantive issues on this fucking program.
No. Like, I'm glad that we don't have open mics all the time, because, like, there's probably a complete other podcast that we could record at least a day or two before the actual podcast of our fucking conversation, because, like, either we come together on a Friday or a Saturday night and we hang out, and
we talk about some weird shit.
That's when I've been drinking and get mouthy and stupid, and, like, all of the things come to the surface at once, and I'm just like, fuck that fucking fuck, and
yeah. You know, that's actually kind of spooky, the idea of being recorded.
It's like, let's not record that shit.
Yeah, none of that shit, no.
Nope. Let's just have a good time and talk about Ecto Cooler and pictures of a Piccolo.
Yeah. Well, I've been wanting to... One thing I've been thinking about, I've really been thinking about your idea. You've been wanting me to do Gleek's tinfoil haberdashery.
Haberdashery?
Which, I'm not certain if that name is good, but I don't know.
It's a working title. Like we had a...
Yeah.
We had, I think, the working title of this one was The Plastic Crap-tastic.
Mm-hmm.
Then we saw that was taken, and, like... I think in a drunken stupor, I was like, we should just call it generation gap and get it over with.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, fine, that'll work.
Yeah, fuck it. Print, cut, paste, copy.
Yeah. Well, there's been times, dude, like during the week, just recently, and I'll touch on it just for a minute.
Yeah.
The other day, some shit happened, and it really occurred to me. I was like, I kind of wish that I could go get on the mic and do a video about this, just get it down, get it recorded. I spent 5 hours or more.
Yeah.
All right. There was a, quote, incident in Nashville, and it's just a nut. It was just a fucking nut went into a theater with a fireman's hatchet, a fucking can of mace, and a damn plastic, plastic airsoft bullshit toy gun.
Yeah.
Well, the media, and I was really paying attention to like the local Nashville media and CNN.
You mean as what Rush would say, to drive-bys?
Yeah. Yeah, the drive-by media, most definitely. Dude, it was the biggest goddamn circus, and it was literally, they were pulling shit out of their ass.
Because they just didn't know anything. And like the best solution for...
Well, I think they did know things. But they would put spin on it to make it more sensational.
Yeah, but to me, whenever I watch news stories as they're unfolding, it seems a lot of the time they just make up shit so they have something to say.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
we wouldn't see Walter Cronkite, like, at the Cuban Missile Crisis being like, oh my god, they launched the missile!
Yeah.
On national television just to have something to say, where, like, nowadays it's like, oh my god, they launched the missile! And then all of a sudden it's like, we're all gonna die! And then, like, 20 minutes later it's like, no, just, pigeon flew into a rudder and some shit happened.
To me, news stories like this, it's a boggle box. And it's like they shake the boggle box the whole time that the thing's happening until they get the words that they want. And I don't know, call it the evolution of a news story.
Yeah.
When this happened, they first come on to report that this fucking guy was going nuts in a movie theater, a packed movie theater, and that he was chopping people down with a fucking, like, chopping axe. Yeah. And then they told this story of how this woman had run out covered in blood where she'd been attacked by the axe or something, and just happened to be two cops in the fucking parking lot. And, it went from that to suddenly there was only 20 people in the theater. And then there's 3 people in the theater. And, they report, that this guy was hit with the axe and he's suddenly drug out. And this man his hair is fucking fine. He has no blood, no nothing all over his, I don't know. I'm not going to say 100% that the story's bullshit.
Yeah.
But the reaction by the police was over the fucking top. I mean, they're setting up fucking tents and fucking, like, food service shit.
For one guy?
For one guy, an incident that was supposedly over in, like, 10 to 20 minutes.
So,
and
how do they even have, like, this is the thing that I don't get about it, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to set up food service tents. You're going to have pretty much... yeah,
you're setting up porta potties and all this other bullshit.
Looney bin... Looney bin Woodstock, I guess what you would call it. Like, they're about to have a band on. Guru's going to come out and sit on stage and chant for 20 minutes. And
Fuzz Fest.
Fuzzstock.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pig stock.
Pork stock? Lord.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it was. They turned it into a circus.
For just something that was 10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah. And
instead of, taking the time and how much fucking tax, this is going to, piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
I heard from Andy Holt on our local Republican newscast bullshit thing that he was on.
Yeah.
That we are, the state of Tennessee now is $50,000 a year in the good. And Andy Holt wants to try to get it to not being in the good, not being in the bad. So just being level across the budget.
Yeah, heaven forbid we should save any money.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, I got you.
So, he wants to be level across the budget. Fucking thanks, Nashville Police Department.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
For setting up all this useless shit.
Yeah. Well, it goes beyond that. Not only did the police department just fucking majorly overreact. The bullshit coming out of the media was nuts. The whole incident doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I was talking about this. They first reported, a woman run out or something and got these cops. And that the two cops, they come to the theater and this doesn't make any sense as the way cops would operate. That this one fucking officer, one stays outside and the other officer goes running in with his fucking AR.
Okay.
And which, I'm sorry, I'm all for guns. I love me some motherfucking guns. All right. Why is a cop automatically having the goddamn rifle in the car that way?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he should have it in case he needs it. But Jesus Christ, son, you're given a sidearm for a reason.
Yeah.
But he goes running in. One cop supposedly goes in and has a shootout, shoots at him because this asshole shot at him with a fucking plastic pellet gun. Yeah. And that part didn't make no sense. And then they on NBC Nightly News, all right, they show all these cops, how that this incident was taking place, and they showed the front of the theater, and you can hear the gunfire and shit. And there isn't a single goddamn cop, not one goddamn cop in that video, all right, with his gun drawn. You mean to tell me... It was almost like I really think NBC played with that footage.
Yeah. And
overlaid the sound of gunfire because it sounded identical to a witness video. And another one that bugs me. All this shit supposedly takes place behind the theater. All right. Why in the fuck not one fucking reporter got his ass back behind that fucking theater at some angle? Not fucking one.
I mean, CNN, quote unquote, puts their reporters in the middle of bonfire.
Shit. CNN is known for a fact of fake news and green screen shit. And if people don't believe it, go look it up.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. That's the only reason why I'm bringing it up here.
Yeah.
It's because, it's when Rush Limbaugh, who at times could be just a blowhard.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
The lovable fuzzball can be a fucking hateful fuckball,
When he puts a ban on MSNBC because they're fucking crazy.
They're libtards is what they are.
And then he tells you actively that CNN is lying. That you can't believe a goddamn thing CNN says.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, who do you believe here? The guy that just got busted with taking pills he wasn't prescribed for? Yeah. Or do you believe the news station that on satellite feed and camera and shit was shown faking news stories and danger for things? Or do you believe Brian Williams, who may or may not have been shot down in a helicopter and fought his way through 40 ninjas, 2 samurai that came out.
That's right.
An entire
forest full of Pokemon jumped in.
A forest full of Mankeys. There you go for your Pokemon reference. Deadpool then gave him a high five and...
Then Edith Bunker come over and give him a fucking Handy J right there on the spot.
Handy J to beer, Archie. And, but yeah, you get the fucking point of...
Yeah.
You don't know what fucking news feed thing to fucking believe anymore.
Tell me about it. I mean, they were reporting crazy things that this guy had chopped his way into the theater with the axe. And
you can, all right, and you can tell me that none of them fucking pizza-faced fuckheads that work at the movie theater, if some like crazy dude was chopping their way in.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, how are you going to chop your way into a movie theater?
I don't know.
Most of the fronts of them are glass.
And not only that,
and then they have metal doors in the back.
Exactly.
All right. Well, maybe there's a door leading into the movie theater. Okay. Yeah, there's that big wooden door, but why the fuck would he have to chop his way into it?
Yeah.
Well, he could just fucking turn the knob and open it.
Yeah, he could just walk his ass in. I guarantee you walk in swinging an axe, people are going to get out of your fucking way.
Yeah, and then they're going to call the police because everyone has a goddamn cell phone.
Well, later on, they said something about that he bought a ticket. Well, make up your goddamn mind. Which did he do? You know? And then they were reporting he's a 51-year-old man. No, he's 29. Make up your fucking mind. Is he a 51-year-old man? Is he 29?
I've seen some 21-year-olds with some really bad skin.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he did look like he's almost 60.
Well, another one that bugs me is the axe. Here's another one. Since when do cops release pictures of the fucking evidence?
On Twitter.
On Twitter, at an active fucking crime scene. You look at the fire axe, it's a fucking fireman's hatchet. There's no fucking getting around it. That's a fireman's hatchet. It's covered in bird shit. Now, if this guy had snuck this shit in his bag, like they said, why is there, like, bird shit on it?
Because the debris would have gotten knocked off from the jostling inside of the bag.
It would definitely have been knocked off. And this axe was rusty as hell. This some bitch looked like it had sit in a shed for 20 years. You know, it just, I don't know. I'm not saying maybe they faked it, but something doesn't fucking add up about the whole goddamn story. You know, I mean, it makes almost less sense than the whole Boulder theater thing.
Yeah.
Which, there's another one. If people want to spend a good 6 hours of your time, go dive nose deep into that shit. I mean, you know yourself. That story makes no fucking sense.
I haven't looked into it in a while, but the things that I have heard of it, it's just been fucking stupid. Like,
yeah. Another changing story, you know what I mean?
Especially with the recent events, him converting to Islam to justify with himself personally that it is a jihad.
Yeah,
is the most ridiculous shit that I've ever heard.
Yeah. How the fuck's he gonna be able to do anything? That son of a bitch was on so much dope.
He's still on fucking dope. Have you seen him like lately? They just keep him in the theater, or not in the theater.
They keep him there in the theater.
They keep him there in the theater. But they keep him there in the courtroom. Might as well call it a theater. It's a fucking circus.
Yeah. It's a theater.
But they keep him there, and he's so doped up that he looks like the same day when they fucking brought him in. You know, he's just sitting there, just a stupid looking fucking smirk on his face.
All but drooling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to say, like, in news reports he has emotion in his face, or like they look straight at him. But whenever they show pictures of the guy sitting there, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing in his face.
Exactly.
He is so whacked down on drugs that a fucking alien could fly by, crash its ship into the courtroom. Right? Kill everybody except for him. It could hold... The alien could be the thing from Aliens.
Yeah.
The fucking xenomorph.
Yeah.
It could hold his severed mother's head in front of his face, and he'd be sitting there with the same fucking look.
Yeah, you look at him, he's got a blue screen of death in that fucking head.
It's just boo.
Yeah, test pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah. And other things about the cases that bug me. The Lafayette shooting, and now that this Nashville shit. Look at the coincidence. Isn't it a hell of a coincidence that two theater things happen as Holmes's fucking case is being, fucking dealt with?
It's a copycat thing. Who the fuck? I realize that there are people, especially with serial killers, taking like the Zodiac
Yeah.
God, what was the name of the guy in New York that thought his dog was telling him?
Son of Sam.
The Son of Sam.
Yeah, Berkowitz, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have copycat killers for those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But
the timing. The
why,
timing is off.
Like it would have been, someone a couple weeks later going shooting up another movie theater. And like with Columbine.
Oh God!
You didn't see
there's you a fucking sack of shit to dive into.
But you didn't see with that when they were going through and mounting all this shit, a bunch of copycats.
No,
like people can go back and bring up cases like the Ken Paducah that did that fucking did that high school months before Columbine even happened.
Yeah,
it may have been a year. I don't know.
I mean, there's been school incidences for years.
Yeah, it was like fucking Columbombs and
I mean, hell, in the 1920s, there was a guy that blew a fucking school up with dynamite.
Yeah.
Killed like 20 kids. It's not a new thing.
But you have wackadoos like that.
Yeah.
And there are rare fucking cases like that Ken Paducah, that kid that shot up Tillman.
Yeah.
He's fucking out there.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's another one, but the media circus.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a fucking year. You heard about that shit all the fucking time.
I was a kid, so I don't remember too much of it.
I remember being an adult, and they would not shut the fuck up about it. I mean, and I remember, of course, they had to drag the goddamn victims out. You've got to have the fucking little girl, and paralyzed girl in her goddamn wheelchair, and it was like every fucking day.
Yeah.
And it's like the media will latch on to a tit.
And then suck the life out of it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And then they'll wait. They will wait. Once the tit is completely fucking drained, there isn't a drop. There is dust pouring out of this tit. They will give it some time to let that tit fill back up a little bit, and by God, they'll wring it out again.
And they do it. Okay. Blood and Guts media sells.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It's just
violence and sex sells. Just look at the movies. Look at TV.
It's just a matter of life.
Mm-hmm.
I read here lately, or I saw a video of the most public suicides.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the woman's name. I forget what not radio, but what television station she was at. But she planned on killing herself for quite a while. And they had a news story on that was supposed to be about some shooting or something. She was like, and keeping up with channel whatever's Blood and Guts theme, I'm here to make sure that we keep that standard. And pulls out a gun, blows her brains out on fucking television.
Which, I bet if they could get away with it, they would. Dude, you'd see live executions. You would see blood sport. You'd see gladiator events like true ones.
Yeah.
If they could get away with it. If they actually thought they could make a fucking dollar, yeah, they would definitely do it. I don't know. I'm just, I grow weary of that. I want to know what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
But they will focus on the silly shit that okay, it's tragic. A shooting somewhere is fucking tragic.
Yeah.
But really, I'm more interested in knowing, hey man, we're being fucked by the bankers and we're fighting wars for dope and fucking lithium and shit in the ground over in Afghanistan. Stuff that would affect the whole fucking world.
Yeah.
The shit in Nashville, the shit in Lafayette, the shit in Boulder, that's tragic to the people it happened to. Boo-hoo, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
I send my condolences.
Yeah, send my condolences.
We have bigger issues to deal with.
We've got massively bigger issues.
One of those being which $19 trillion in debt.
Yeah. Which you can never pay that off.
No.
That can never be fucking paid off. And even if it is paid off, what the fuck does it matter? Because the whole money system is bullshit. It's meant you can never pay that debt off.
No, as soon
the
as
Federal Reserve gives you $1, you owe them $1 back.
Yeah.
Where the fuck's that penny come from? You can never get that penny.
But it's the fractional banking system. Here comes JP Lunchbox.
Yeah.
The fractional banking system, the way that it works, if all of the debt, if everyone paid off their debt, there would be no currency left.
Exactly.
So that's how fractional reserve banking works.
Mm-hmm.
for every dollar that you put into a bank, they're able to make. I think it's $9.
Yeah, they can loan out.
It's a 1-to-9 ratio.
Yeah, for every dollar they have, they can loan 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fucking nuts.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, I guess on some level it does mathematically to be able to have a debt-based society or to have a debt-based currency like what we have. But in the long run, you can't have something without any substance.
Exactly.
It's just pretty much building a house of cards, and you don't have any middle structure at all.
Yeah.
You're just building an A-frame.
Yeah.
And, as strong as what a structure of the A-frame is, without anything in the middle to hold it up, them sides could fucking come in.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah.
I remember being a child and my father explained money to me. And I remember he laid $1 on the table. And it sounds ridiculous, but he took a square of toilet paper and he laid the toilet paper down next to it. And he asked me, he said, son, which one of these is worth more? Well, I'm just naturally thinking that's $1, and $1's worth of toilet paper is like a whole roll. Yeah. So obviously the $1's worth more. And my dad was like, no, they have the same value technically. They're just paper.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, the square of toilet paper is actually worth more. You can't really wipe your ass with $1. You know what I mean? It's not very good for that. You can't write on it as paper. Technically, the toilet paper has a real tangible value. It can have use. Yeah.
I learned about money a very different way. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but one of my very first memories was, I think, of probably my 3rd or 4th birthday or shortly after that. And this is yet again how my money brain works. You can ask Gleek or fucking anyone that knows me when it comes to the finances and shit.
Yeah.
I am balls deep. Because, I talk to some of my customers that are, stupid rich through, investments and shit. I'm like, all right, well, can you give me some advice, some tips and shit? And they'll go through and they'll throw out things that I haven't ever thought about before. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's better than this idea. And I browsed the business and finance board now on 4chan. And
oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, if once a person realizes that it's a game,
it becomes fun.
Yeah, they learn the rules of the game.
Yeah,
it's
like I was able over the past month. I've been kind of which I need to get some shit done. But over the past month, I have put away all of the money that I would need to pay, all of the bills that I knew that I had coming up. I haven't gotten it out of the bank yet or changed it over from my savings account to my other thing. And then that leaves all of the money that I would have had to pay it instead of just putting that money back in savings. I can now use whatever percentage that I wasn't going to skim from my checking account to put into my savings. So in the long run, I not only break even, but I come out a little bit ahead. Okay. But how I learned about money was, and this is one of my very first memories. I was given some money for my 3rd or 4th birthday. I don't remember which. And I ended up not spending that money. My mom was like, you want this new toy, fucking Megazord from Power Rangers. You put that money back away, and you wait till you have enough money to be able to buy it. Of course, it was through the guidance of my mother that I was then able to wait, I think, a couple weeks after my birthday when my aunts hadn't seen me, so she went ahead and she gave me some money too. I was able to get this toy. That stuck with me. And back when I was through the ages of about 5 to 8, every 2 weeks, my parents would give me $5. And I wouldn't instantly go out and be like, what can I get for $5? I want candy! Yeah. I put it back, and next month, if I had enough money to buy Pokemon action figures, little figurines, that's what I'd use it for. And then whatever money I didn't use to buy those didn't go to tax or anything like that. I learned about tax then too, and I was pissed.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, I learned that lesson over a fucking jug of milk one time when I was a little kid. I got sent to the store, and I remember having the money, and I got up there, and then the woman says, and it'll be this with tax. And I remember like being like fucking little, man. I'm like 7, you know. Which,
but the price says this on the thing.
Yeah, it said like, you know, I think it was like $1.09 or some shit back then, you know. And, oh no, there's an extra 9% tax and blah. I'm like, even as a little kid, I'm like, fucking thievery.
Like, I'm like, why don't you put that on the label? Like we've both worked in like grocery stores and gas stations and shit. That's the one thing that I could never understand being in a retail or a sales environment. Why the fuck?
Yeah.
Don't you have the tax included price with it? And they're like, well...
Oh, you got to write as TXINC under it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you would have the base price, because I understand that they don't want to put two different prices in the same thing. But say you were going to buy a store, only buy one thing, then it should show you the tax included price as well as just the price by itself. So how fucking hard would it be like, this is $1, and then underneath it, tax included price, $1.09.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, really, I maybe the governments, you know, state governments, people like that, they really don't want you to think about it.
Everyone's going to find it out anyway.
Well, yeah, but you don't think about it. I mean, think of the average person walking into the fucking store. You know yourself, a large percentage of the population are pretty goddamn dumb,
and
they're running a test pattern.
Yeah, it's impulse buying is where you get stuck with the most, because there's just sometimes there's like, fuck it, I want a candy bar.
Exactly. Yeah. And
I look at the price of it and I'm like, oh, well, I can get 3 for $2. I'm thinking about if I'm Joe, every man doesn't fucking care, I want a candy bar. They're not going to think about that extra 18 cents on the end.
Yeah. Well, I did
my fucking ass is going to be like, oh, fuck, 218.
Exactly. I'm doing the fucking math in my head.
Yeah.
When I went out west one time, I'm trying to remember, was it New Mexico? Somewhere out there, they don't have any like state tax. You know, like sales tax.
What?
Yeah, no sales tax. I think they have an income tax.
Oh, then you get fucked that way instead.
Yeah, you got to pay your bribe one way or the other. You know?
Fuck.
But I remember like getting a pack of smokes, and I'm sitting there in line counting out the money, and without thinking, I added our fucking tax to it. And you know, the guy gave me the number, and even though he told me the number on the register, I handed it, you know, extra. And he was like, "You handed me too much." So that's for the tax. So there ain't no tax in the state. And yeah, I was like, oh shit, man, I'm from Tennessee. I'm used to fucking doing, you know, and just adding it.
That means, all right, here's another fucking tangent for you. My dad, he used to live in El Paso, Texas. And he used to work in not Albuquerque, but he used to work.
I had a hell of a commute, boy.
Yeah, but he used to work like in New Mexico. They're close to the border of Texas. So, thinking about that, there's no income tax in Texas, and then there's no sales tax in New Mexico. Dude, that is fucking genius.
Yep.
Holy fuck. Well, I know when I retire from Picklestick, where I'll be going for my tax haven at. Y'all can go to hell, I'm going to Texas. Quote Andrew Jackson.
Yeah. Which, yeah, there's parts of Texas actually be beautiful. I mean, you would hate it because the East Texas.
The pine.
Yes.
No, sir.
It's beautiful down there, though. I mean, it's
oh, yeah,
it's
I can
like
imagine
here.
It's gorgeous, but, you know, every fucking spring, especially being in Texas, it's warmer, so it lasts longer.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Generation Podcast on Bunch. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just cut my fucking nose plumb off, please.
I would have to get that. There's a sinus surgery that you can get now that is supposed to keep all that shit from building up.
Oh God.
Yeah, so if we ever start broadcasting from the pine forest of Texas, I know what I'd have to fucking do. I'd be so fucking boned, dude.
Yeah,
right.
You'd be fucked, dude. I've been there. Like I said, I've been there, and Jesus Christ, you would not believe the pines,
dude. When I was a kid, we had my mom put up like real tree for the first like 4 or 5 years that I was on this planet, and every year around Christmas, like I'd always get super snotty, and we never know why until like one time he was like, "Oh yeah, little fuck's allergic to pine, you're gonna have to put up a fake tree for the rest of your life."
Which my mother's that way, but with cedars, which is weird. We got those huge fucking cedars out front.
Yeah, fuck all that, dude.
If she's up close to them, like for extended time, it just same shit you're talking about. It fucks her head up.
Yeah.
When I was coming up, we could never have a cedar Christmas tree. We always had a pine.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, we were poor. Okay. There was several Christmases we had a pine tree, but my father had a weird way of doing it. It killed him, the idea of cutting the whole fucking tree down. It just seemed so fucking wasteful to him.
Yeah.
So we would go out and pick a tree, and he would get the top of it. He didn't want a huge fucking tree, but that way the tree could continue to keep growing.
Yeah.
And it was just bizarre. I mean, other people I remember coming over like, "You got a pine?"
Yeah.
My mom. Yeah.
See, my parents, I remember this, like, we put up the full tree, I want to say, like, 3-4 times, like, the full fake tree, and then they're like, "Oh, you can just take off the top part and make a miniature tree."
Yeah. And
we did that for, like, 2 or 3 years, and it was like, we're not even here for Christmas anymore, so we didn't put up a tree at all.
Like Emmett Otter, you got the Christmas branch.
It's not even that. It's like, Merry Christmas. And I'm like, yeah, Merry Christmas, Mom Pops.
Yeah.
Because if we were to get into any discussion, there's probably several sound bites from this show where it's just like, I don't believe in anything.
Not really, no.
It's like, but you're a Southerner. You have conservative values.
Well,
and
I don't need the threat of religion and damnation to be a good person.
Yeah. And I've always thought it was kind of funny because, like, I tried recently to explain my politics to someone on Warcraft. I was talking to him, and
pissing in an ocean of piss, boy. Arguing politics online.
Well, no, it wasn't arguing at all. We were just going through it. It was more of like a collective jerk off. Yeah, you're right, fest.
Gotcha.
Because I don't ever have like political disagreements except for with idiots.
Yeah.
If someone at least has half a brain, then they're like, oh yeah, I can see where you're coming from on that.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, Komi, my name's Komisashi on Warcraft. They're like, well, where do you come from? Or where do you stand politically? Because we got talking about like some of the recent events that have been happening with Planned Parenthood and shit.
Oh yeah.
And I told them, I was like, the best way that I could describe it. I have conservative values. When it comes to the basic two-party system, I'm definitely very right-leaning. I would say I was a libertarian, but then I want more local and state government than what is led on to be.
Yeah, well, there's every flavor of libertarian.
Yeah. And then I would like a pretty much a light veil of a federal government, which is pretty much just a representation of the collective states to the outside world.
Yeah, a true constitutional government.
Yeah, like one of those things that we were supposed to have. That republic thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's kind of like a loose, or not. I was like, it's not a loose anarchy. It's kind of a together anarchy, but it's more of like almost a tribalism for the community's sake. And all of their minds were blown, and so they're like, "Are you religious at all?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I can have conservative values and not be religious at all."
Yeah.
And they're like, what?
Well, a lot of people don't even think that. I mean, they don't even consider. They get stuck in that left, right
paradigm.
Yeah, and I don't.
To me,
a lot of people don't even try to think past it. They don't. They really don't.
To me,
they don't even want to try.
The basic two-party system that we all look at, and the way that most people thinks, is a metronome.
Mm-hmm.
It goes one way and then back the other, one way and back the other. Well, you have an entire fucking circle, or sometimes a fucking sphere, with some of these fucking crazy lunatics out here. There's all different types of ideas floating around, and the best way that I can describe it is what sounds best to you logically.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not get emotions tied up in the politics. We're not fucking liberals here.
Yeah.
Like, that then cuts off the entire sphere in half.
Yeah.
Or fucking cuts a third off of it, or however you want to fucking see it. But you end up having like all of these different ideas and ideological viewpoints that in the long run don't mean a fucking thing.
No.
But for me, and I know you don't like Sean Hannity, I don't necessarily fucking care for him.
I just find him to be like, he's a fucking blowhard.
He is.
And I really think he's a company man.
Yeah.
In that he's given a party line.
Oh yeah, he's giving a Rhino line hard.
Yeah, he's reading a script.
Yeah.
And even if he's not directly handed the script,
yeah,
he's had that shit chiseled into his head where he's going to follow them ruts.
Yeah. There are 2 points that I agree with him on. Conservatism is proven to work.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I can't remember the other one. But conservatism is proven to work, and that the whole political thing, like the theater of politics, for people that like politics, election season is like a playoffs game every fucking day. You're probably gonna start to hear like way more like political discussions.
God.
Dude, yeah.
Did you watch any of the debates the other day?
I did not. I didn't have access to it.
Yeah.
So
I watched it just long enough. I've read a lot of what these fucking assholes are saying.
Yeah.
And I knew the fucking approaches they were going to come to it.
Yeah.
You know, I listened just for Rand Paul.
Yeah.
And I didn't give a shit about the rest of it. And it was just fucking circus. It really was circus. And at what point did it have to become a comedy fest? Every one of these assholes has to fucking joke, and it's almost like, dude, you're a goddamn politician. Quit fucking trying to buddy up and butter up the population, and just...
And the only woman I have made fun of on my Twitter was Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, God.
That fucking...
Well, I don't know.
I've been telling people that if Trump was to get the Republican nominee, I would vote for him out of, first off, spite for liberals. Second off, because I want to be like, hey, Chavaran,
well,
you're a fucking idiot. Why don't you fucking take that missile there, you shove it right up your ass, huh?
Well,
I banged 1 billion fucking chicks hotter than the hottest chick you ever seen. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
that's how Donald Trump sounds in my head. I know he sounds nothing like that.
Yeah,
that's how he sounds in my head.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I don't really give a shit, about him at all. What he's saying, because like I said, it's populist. He's just selling something. I'm going to vote my fucking conscience on shit.
Yeah.
And, like I said, Paul's pretty much got my vote because right now...
Paul or Cruz for me?
Cruz. I mean, I understand it, just, But I don't really give a shit. Because no matter who the fuck gets in, dude, come on. We know it. No matter who the fuck gets in.
It's gonna be the establishment guy on one end or the other.
Yeah.
I think this
you don't get to be president unless you're fucking allowed to be president.
I don't think this no matter, the fear of Hillary, I guess, to me there is no situation where she could win. Unless, someone goes third party.
Yeah.
And then it splits the vote and you end up with like Calvin Coolidge.
Yeah, it'll end up like with Perot.
Yeah.
Which I voted for Perot. The first and second time I ever voted in a presidential election, I was 18 and 22.
Yeah.
And I voted for Perot just because fuck these other guys.
Yeah.
And I realize now Perot was a populist kind of guy.
Yeah.
Him and his charts, But I don't know. I don't see any established fucking party making any kind of inroads to help this fucking country. No. I don't. I really think it's just going to have to come down to independence, people just stepping up, doing the fucking job they have to do, and then getting the fuck out.
I think we need to have a show for just politics season where I get Sick Nasty, who was vice president over the campus Republicans, and try to find a liberal. And
I couldn't sit at the table.
I know I couldn't sit.
A rabid liberal dude.
I couldn't sit at the table with him.
I couldn't do it.
But I would really love to have this kind of opposites.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Well, I can't talk to a fucking true brain dead liberal.
Yeah.
And I can't talk to a fucking hardcore conservative religious type.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just two extreme ends of stupid.
Yeah. And well, I probably wouldn't find a hardcore liberal because Sick Nasty yourself.
Yeah.
He's not a hardcore conservative, but he does follow the Republican party lines. Maybe not as hard as the next guy, but still he's a guy who I would trust passing this kind of role on to be able to represent the values of voters today.
Yeah.
As well, I guess I would have to find a liberal friend. I don't know if I necessarily have any.
I don't have any that I know of.
I don't know if I necessarily have any, so
I've weeded that garden a long fucking time ago. I got rid of the fucking ultra conservative blowhards, the liberal airheads. I got rid of that shit a long time ago.
I'm just not sure if I know anyone that's a super liberal or even leans liberally without I guess there are people that my mom kind of associates with or talk to. Because there was this one girl that used to work at the Chinese restaurant. We used to eat it all the time. I think you and I have eaten there a couple times. She worked for them as a hostess or something, the person that seats people, which in that place, you don't really fucking need that.
Yeah.
And she was talking about her truck that she had outside, and she described it, and, because my dad's a truck guy.
Oh, yeah.
Or my dad's an any vehicle guy, I should say.
Yeah, but he does love a truck.
He does love a truck.
Yeah. He's got a fine collection.
Yes. Yeah. So she was going through and describing it, and you paint a mental image of what it is in your head, and she's one of those I love animals over anything types. That kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel sorry for her boyfriend.
Yeah, like these assholes lately. That poor lion died, but let's kill 25 million fucking babies and not care.
55 million babies since Planned Parenthood started.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
About 1/6 of the population right now.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck the humans. Let's worry about a goddamn cat on the other side of the world.
Yeah. But she was one of these fucking save all animals type.
Yeah.
Yay. I mean, I like a dog and I like a cat. I'm not going to put their life above mine at all. And if it comes down to it, Fluffy's getting 8.
Exactly. To quote Eric Cartman, I don't give a fuck about whales, so go and hug a tree.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But we go outside after I fucking stuff my gullet with as much rice and pork that I can.
Yeah.
How
come we only eat the ugly animals?
Because they're the slowest.
Okay.
You know, the sloth might taste good.
Yeah, but just that is a thought, though, ain't it? We killed the cows, killed the pigs. Nobody eats a fucking peacock. I bet a peacock tastes just like a fucking turkey.
Probably.
Anyway.
Yeah. So we get outside, and I'm waddling and undoing belt loops as quick as possible, and we stop and we look at this truck. Well, we're walking around it, and I as soon as I see it, my give a shit meter drops to 0 because it's like, I want folks sit down. I'm fat. I got the meat sweats.
Is it bumper sticker madness on the back of it? I called it, didn't I? Bumper sticker madness.
It wasn't bumper sticker madness. There were 2 bumper stickers.
Okay.
One of which being the coexist one that's made up all the different religious symbols. Nice way to not put the atheist A on there, you fucks.
Yeah.
And the other one was the dumbest thing I've ever seen on a vehicle ever. Besides, I love cowboy butts.
Or beyond like Calvin pissing on something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It was 4 words. It was a blue standard-sized license plate that just said, red state, blue voter.
Okay. What it should say is, I'm a special snowflake, and yeah.
Reading those 4 words, I instantly knew what type of person she was on the inside.
Yeah.
Before I read these 4 words, I might have banged this chick. I was like, yeah, she looks doable.
Yeah.
After reading these 4 words, it was...
She's a hag.
What a fucking blowhard. And not in the good sense.
What was that bumper sticker that time? We walked out of that Chinese restaurant, me and you did. And I remember we walked out, and we're going through the parking lot, and it was a pickup truck. And I remember seeing that bumper sticker, and I don't know what the hell it was. It just fucking... remember, I blew up. And I remember I was out in the parking lot. I'm sure I looked like a damn fool. I can't even remember what it was.
I don't either. Like, I'm racking my brain.
It was some libtard bullshit, but I remember just being gobsmacked.
It might have been the same truck.
Yeah, I remember just being like gobsmacked at the stupidity.
Yeah.
And I remember I was out there pointing like, would you look at this stupid shit?
Why is it when we go places that have large parking lots, I end up having to drag you into the van or the vehicle that we're in?
I don't know.
It's just that shit happens. Like,
yeah.
Gleek will go off on a rant. I will sit there, I'll sigh very loudly, and I'll just like muddle through. Yeah. Muddle through.
Which I've been trying to control my getting pissed off.
Yeah.
I really have. I've been trying. It's difficult. Biting inside of your lip.
Yeah. I do it on quite the frequent basis myself, but I fucking have to. Yeah. But it's
I'm tired of people telling me it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I get told that more than a little bit. Which they've no arguing that point because they've just told you we're not willing to think. I mean, literally, that's what it tells me right there. I'm not willing to think. My brain is shut down to anything you can say.
Like the famous words, "You've offended me."
Yeah.
You've offended. Okay, so that means that you don't have any sort of argument back. Yeah. You're going to shut down because your feelings got hurt.
Yeah. They might as well just look at you and go, you poopy butt face.
You dickhole.
Yeah.
You male chauvinist cis white scum. Yeah. You You fuck.
Well, okay, that's enough of that stuff. Yeah. I'm not getting into all that. All right. Change the subject.
Okay.
I read something the other day. I got to sit down and read a nice short story that was fucking awesome. I got to read the original Vacation 58. All right. It was written by, I'm trying to remember his exact name. I can't remember his name. The guy that did Pretty in Pink, Breakfast Club, all that.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. He, guy responsible for the Vacation movie and all that. Mm-hmm. The original short story.
Yeah.
You've got to read that fucking story. I mean, it is crazy. All right.
Did they go to Wally World in it?
No, they're going to Walt Disney World.
Oh, okay.
And they go from like Michigan all the way to California.
Jesus Christ.
And a lot of the stuff that's in the movie is in that story. But like, one of the things that Clark does is like he robs a fucking hotel. Because they've got all their money took. You remember when they jumped the car in the movie? That scene's in the original story. With the sheriff / mechanic stealing all the money. Yeah, he robs a hotel. There's a scene where they get robbed by fucking Indians out in the desert. Then they go across a fucking missile range and the car gets flipped on its side because of fucking rockets. And it ends up, instead of Clark, like going and buying a pellet gun, and forcing his way into Wally World, right? They get to fucking Walt Disney World and it's closed down. So he goes and buys like a fucking pistol at a sporting goods store and goes to Walt Disney's house, shoots his fucking dog, and then busts a cap, literally, in Walt Disney's ass. And the story ends with them the family getting on a plane going back home. And talking about how that Clark is going to prison for like attempted murder and all kinds of shit. I mean, it is fucking great. It's got the aunt scene where she dies. It's even got the dog being drugged behind the car.
Okay.
It also has a high-speed chase with cops. Talking about, the boy that's supposed to be Rusty.
Yeah.
Throwing shit out of the back of the station wagon, wrecking cop cars. Yeah, it's fucking great, dude.
Okay. You give me a list of things to re-watch, listen to all the time. Where's the Breaking Bad watch through?
Oh, God damn it.
Where's that at?
It'll happen. It'll happen.
we have to talk about it one day.
I know. Right now, I've been working on American Dad.
Yeah.
I've been working through all the seasons.
You will spend more time working through American Dad than you ever would have just sitting down and watching Breaking Bad.
I'm just about done. I'm going to have to find something else to start into. Yeah, I know. It's.
I mean, I have the Heisenbergs, like the Heisenbergs, Deadpools, and Boba Fett's like piling up over here.
Yeah, I know. Well, see, like with that cartoon, it's just something you can watch, turn your fucking brain off.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, from just what I saw of it,
I'm
going to be engaged.
Yeah,
I know I'm going to be engaged.
It's a very mentally active show, and I don't give a fuck about anyone that will fucking bash it. It's like, you don't like Breaking Bad, it's so overplayed, everyone likes that. And I was like, the reason why everyone likes it is because it's fucking good, you moron hipster bitch.
Well, a lot of shows like that, I'll have that shit playing, and I'll be actually tinkering with something.
Yeah.
Repairing shit, or just, I'll be physically doing something with my hands with the TV running,
It's like what the Drunken Peasants podcast for me is. I'll put it on and I'll just play through the episodes and I'll go to sleep because it's like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
I'll wake up, it'll be like the second or third episode in. I'll get a chuckle or two and then I'll turn it off and go about my day.
Well, speaking of other shit, talking about the, things you need to watch. I mentioned earlier, I was able to get it. Mm-hmm. I'm happy as fuck. I finally got it. Finally. I haven't seen this movie in like 29, almost 30 years. All right. I finally got a copy of The Red-Headed Stranger. All right. A Willie Nelson cowboy flick. If you've never seen it, go fucking watch that movie. I'm not going to say that it's like a great fucking movie, but it's entertaining as fuck.
Well, we're not necessarily I don't know how to put this. We're not connoisseurs of the finer things in movies. Like, I'm not going to sit down and watch an art film anytime soon.
Yeah.
We're just two regular dudes that like movies, and I try not to hate a lot of things, even though it turns into that.
Yeah, more often than not.
Oh Christ.
Well, with this, I remember seeing it years ago, and I liked it. I grew up watching cowboy flicks like with my granddaddy, and this is what you call a revisionist cowboy movie. It's, it doesn't glorify cowboys like the old 50s shit did.
Yeah, it's
more gritty, more real.
Yeah, like what was it? Not True Blood. Deadwood.
Yeah.
Deadwood was gritty like that.
Yeah. Well, I remember I grew up listening to that album.
Yeah.
Which, it's like a country version of a rock opera. I mean, the whole fucking album is a story.
Yeah.
He tells you a story from beginning to end. The movie is, I don't know, I can't put a number to it. Let's just say 75 to 80% the album.
It's a music video like The Wall.
I mean, no, the music plays for like 30 seconds and then quits.
Oh, okay.
But it's the story.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of it they skipped, a lot that was different. But, dude, there's some parts in it that really come as a shock. Like, in the main song, The Red-Headed Stranger, it's the whole scene where the blonde-haired girl tries to steal the horse.
Mm-hmm.
And, the line is, he shot her so quick, and all that shit. It actually surprised me. The scene, the way it leads up to who this girl is, you've seen her before. She was an innocent, like, townsperson.
Mm-hmm.
And later, she's now a prostitute.
Yeah.
And Willie pulls the gun and just shoots her in the top of the fucking head. I mean, like, boom. It took me by surprise. That scene did.
Because it wasn't a long, drawn-out death of a main character.
Oh, she wasn't a main character, but it's an important part of the story.
And it's just bamming over.
Yeah. Well, all right, let me break down how the movie goes. It starts off with a preacher and his wife.
Uh-huh.
And they're in Pennsylvania. And you realize that she's got a lover. Because she's like literally putting on the wedding dress and she looks at a fucking tintype at a man. And the next scene, here's Willie marrying her. He's a preacher. And you see the guy that was in the tintype looking at him at the back of their wedding. Well, she leaves, they go off, and they go all the way to Montana in a wagon. Because he's been assigned to a church. And they get there, the preacher that's there can't wait to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Tells him basically, you're about to fight the devil in his own fucking home. Yeah. Well, there's a whole family, they're douchebags. They rule the town through water. They have the only source of water, and they destroyed the well, like the town well. And being the preacher, he's like, fuck this is wrong. So he starts digging the old well out. And, of course it builds up.
Yeah.
Well, the asshole from out west, or from back east, comes and steals his wife. And Willie, the preacher, goes, or his name is Jacob or something like that. I can't remember exactly. Julian or something. But anyway, he just fucking goes nuts. Steals a fucking big-ass black, stallion horse, takes off. And literally when they were getting ready to dedicate the windmill and the well and all that, he takes off, hunts his wife and her lover down, and fucking just shoots them in a damn bar. Just walks in and just blows their shit away. And, dude, the storytelling is fucking awesome. I mean, the symbolism of this, it's really fucking good. I mean, you begin to realize that the Red-Headed Stranger is the fallen paladin. Like Heisenberg, huh?
What you're describing to me right now is when you stare into the abyss stares back into you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it leads into that. He takes his wife's horse and he takes off. the sheriff who helped him, you know what I mean? He talked the sheriff into standing up to these people and hanging one of these assholes.
Yeah.
And they end up shooting the sheriff, like, right there in the street. The sheriff
like
gets...
a dog.
Yeah. After the preacher left, they shoot him down. Well, he lives, and then the townspeople pay his ass off to leave. You know, that it's just better, let's just let these assholes go, and, you know... The sheriff is pissed off, hunts him down, and fucking shoots him.
Duh.
Yeah. And then there's a whole scene where Willie, you know, he recovers from it, spends it shows damn near 6 months. He's recovering, and he finds the sheriff, who's now an alcoholic. And then they join forces. And the reason is that he understands the sheriff was in the same place he was at one point.
Yeah.
This dark, evil fucking place. And then, well, essentially they go back to the fucking town and they kick some ass.
Like they should.
Yeah. But it's got some good scenes, like the bad guys, you know, there's one scene where one brother just accidentally shoots the other one. Just fucking, and he doesn't die good either. You know, I mean, he's fucking shot, taking a while, and yeah. It's worth watching, dude. It really is. And I waited fucking, like I said, years trying to get a hold of that movie. Because it's not what you call common.
No. I think that brings me to an idea. I think we should kind of close on it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe every month we should have a thing
where
we recommend a movie to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. And we can kind of just say it at the end of the episode. And I guess we can make the first inaugural one, if any of the listeners care to watch it.
Yeah.
Red-Headed Stranger.
Well, someday, perhaps talk about them on the podcast.
Yeah.
And perhaps even, you know, kind of evaluate them in a video or something.
Yeah. Which I think that would be a good idea to do, like after that month, like right before we tell what the next movie is. A lot like Oprah's book club.
Hey, Oprah's book club. Yeah.
Yeah. Start putting stickers of fat kids and gyro captains on VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, riding the pickle.
Yeah, riding the pickle.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we had a pretty good time this time.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I could probably sit and talk longer, but goddamn, I could always do that.
Yeah,
when I get on a roll, I just sit and run my fucking mouth.
I think we both could, but we really tried to steer away from the 3-hour format that we were doing there for a little while.
Yeah, I think we did one that was almost 3 hours once. Yeah. And a lot of them were pretty fucking long.
Yeah. And yeah, we don't need to be doing that.
No, we don't. I'm sure maybe there's that one guy somewhere going, damn, this episode was really short. And if there is that guy out there, please contact us.
At Picklestick Pod on Twitter.
That or Picklestick Productions. Well, it'll be at the end of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we always put that at the end.
Just listen to that.
God, I can't even remember our fucking email. You put me on the spot. Any other time, I'd have it in my fucking head.
Woo! Well, as always, folks, I have been Lunchbox.
I'm Gleek.
And y'all have a good one. You can follow the Generation Gap podcast at PicklestickPod on Twitter, or shoot us an email at picklestickproductions@gmail.com.